Greetings and welcome back to my bench, and we're getting back on track with the Jagdpanzer IV A-O, and it's time to think about getting back on track, like I said before, but you can't get back on track if you've never actually been on track, so it's time to get it on track for the first time. I got some track links rather. So right now is ahead of me on this Saturday night, a fun-filled Saturday night, cutting out track links and gluing them together one by one. Do 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 do.
Right, so it's been a few weeks and Christmas has come and gone, kind of, and I have both of the track sites all done and finished. We got the extra track links here that we did a long ass time ago, and then I cut all the tools off that need to be painted. The instructions say steel color, so I'm gonna give it like a worn metal kind of effect on a little rust here and there. So yeah, you might hear my mic quality change a little bit, but I did get one of those headsets with a microphone attached to it for Christmas, so I can record with more noises going on around the room, because now I got a more focused mic right in front of my face. So anyways, trying to get it off my beard. Let's get to painting, I guess. So I sprayed everything with the Panzer Aces from Vallejo track primer, and that's a good base color, I think, for the rusting, and just like for old metal color, instead of just painting it like black, it's got this brownish gray brownish, whatever. Anyways, I like this color for tracks and stuff. And to make a little surface rust happen, I got this Citadel paint, technical paint, Typhus Corrosion it's called. I've talked about this before, I think. It's a textured, very thin textured paint, and I already painted the stuff that I want rusted out, except for these. But the muffler here, oh, way out of frame. You can pick up little texture there, details you see. It's not, what do you call it? It's semi-transparent paint as well, so the base color does matter. If you want even heavier rust, I would suggest using a more orangey color for the base coat. For example, the Vallejo Rust, which I have somewhere lying around. And I've done so in the past using this Vallejo Rust. But on this application I don't want it to be too rusty, I just want it to be a little rusty. And I'm not putting it on all the tools, I'm just putting it on like the shovel and the axe, mostly. Because I want a little bit of surface rust going on there. Now this is very, very, very thin paint and the focus is gone off. So we're gonna take off the autofocus here. Yeah, so there's all pretty dark colors there going on. I hope you guys can see it, but basically just paint it on, you get the little texture, the little granules that are in there. And since these are spare tracks, I won't be doing this with the main tracks, just a spare track, so I can dry brush on a little orange, which I'll show you later. So yeah, I'll be back when I'm done with all the typhus corrosion. Yeah, so now that we got the typhus corrosion on, next step is to take this bright orange paint that is called Rise or Rust, also from Citadel, and this is a dry paint. And it looks really, really fluorescent, but once you get this lightly dry brushed on, it looks great as a rust coat. And this is supposed to be thick like this. And being a Citadel paint, it's already drying up in the can pot plastic. And if you're not familiar with the dry brushing technique, you get some paint in your paintbrush, and with a paper towel you take almost all the paint out again. Seems wasteful, but once you lightly dry it with a dry brush, go over your thing, you get the desired effect. Yeah, and even with this, you see how the fluorescent, it barely is visible. Let me get the focus here. It's barely visible, and I can't see my computer screen from all the lights. But the more you put on there, the more visible it gets, of course. And I think I have maybe a bit too dry brush for this. It looks really good to me, with the naked eye, but the camera might not be picking it up as well, as good as my eyes do, or people's eyes do. Rambling here. I'm trying to come at it from every single angle, so the granules, the stuff in the typhus corrosion paint picks up a little bit more orange, just to make it a little bit more visible. But we still kind of want this random effect of rust. And I don't mind it if I get a splotch on like that from time to time. It just adds a little bit to the effect. Yeah, so it's December 27th today, and I've decided I'm gonna try and get this thing finished before the new year comes. We'll see how that goes. Might be wishful thinking, but we'll give it a try. So yeah, you guys get the point here. Making rust. I'm gonna go ahead and go over the shovel, the axe, and this, and the tracks, and turn the camera back on, because I got a little plan going on for the shovel here. Okay, let's start every take with the words okay, shall we? For my big shovel plan, it's not really a plan, it's more of just a thing that I want to do with a shovel. I'm kind of turned on by the thought of this shovel actually being used. So, to achieve that effect, I got some steel color and a kind of mangled up old brush. And I'm just gonna paint some bare steel on the shovel, just on the front here. And the thing about having a mangled brush is so that I can do this thing. Am I in shot even? Get an uneven edge on it here. And yeah, just gonna do a little bit on the underside as well. Just why not? That, I guess that would be more. And also, because when they use it, they step on it, right? So like that. That's how that's gonna be. Of course, it's out of focus. So we got a little bare metal there, some rust, a little more bare metal, and now all that I got left to do is paint the handle and the straps that hook it up to the tank thing. And then now we have all the tools painted up in all the different colors that are needed, i.e. the straps and stuff that holds it to the tank is all painted up in the corresponding color of the camouflage that it has. Like so. You get the point. So now what I gotta do is take this and put it on the tank. And we're gonna do that off camera because it's fiddly stuff. Yeah. I'll give you an idea of how this goes. This guy goes here. This guy goes here. You get the point. It's putting tools on a tank. Excuse me. I got some snot in my nose. Yep. Bump the camera. I'll be back when I get the stuff on there. Yeah, next day now, and the tools are on, and they're looking kind of snazzy, if I say so myself. Here's the back of it. So yeah, before I continue with the track work, I'm going to muddy this up a little bit, and for that I have mixed up a batch of very thin mud. It seems kind of light in color, but it actually dries usually pretty dark.
If it doesn't, I'll just figure something out. I think I'll put on the typhus corrosion on top of it, darken it up a little bit, and it looks kind of muddy as well. So I have this old brush. Yeah, this is my usual mix of actual mud, road dust, and water. And this time I actually used super wood glue instead of my usual Mod Podge white glue. This is basically just white glue as well, and I think I should add a little more because it's kind of really thin. But I thought I'd just get this in on the lower hull before putting the tracks on, so it would be a little bit less of a hassle. And yep, just gonna randomly splotch it on there. I want a little build up here, so it'll go a little bit heavier. Actually, this is so thin that I might have to actually come back with a little bit thicker mud later on to make it look not so artificial, I guess. But I'm just doing the inside of the track well, so to speak, now, and I'll come back later and do the actual weathering on the outsides of the rims as well, because I'm not really sure that I want this tank to be really muddy. I just kind of want it to be muddy in here, if you catch my drift. Yep. Starting to look like this, and we'll come back to it later. Yeah, so well, the first layer of dirt is drying on the inside there. I'm gonna take the tracks that are only been painted in track primer, and I'm gonna paint the inside here where the road wheels are touching it with the steel color, because of course that should always be fresh naked metal. You get the point. And bam, just like that, they're painted up, both of them. And the kid is having some negative moment. So yeah, before we end this video, which I think is already way too long probably, the wheel just fell off for some reason. I'll glue that on real quick. Before we end this video, I'm just gonna throw the tracks on, and end it there, I guess. Wow! Yeah! She likes it, I guess. Hang on, gonna do a jump cut here and take care of this child. Now that I've got both the tracks on, I think it was about time to end this video. And before you guys point out that I haven't highlighted the cleats where they touch the ground, I'm gonna do that after I dirty up the tracks a little bit. So yeah, next video is gonna be chipping, weathering, that kind of stuff. Maybe even the finale, who knows. Anyways, thank you guys for staying with me this long, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Keep on modeling, keep having fun. Bye.